Good morning. So today I wanted to go over my BTCUSD entry. I'm actually in profit still, hasn't reached stop loss, but anywho, my point of this video was recently I've been actually finding consistency in what you can call a bread and butter model, which is a strategy that I am implementing, and I learned it from ICT. It's the break of structure optimal entry. But I'm just very excited because I'm starting to see it everywhere, and it's a gift, and I can only be more than happy to share because it makes a lot of sense. So here we are looking at the BTC USD. I can only, for this analysis, I only put my most attention on today and above. But what I did see, and I'm gonna break this down in the way that I basically talk to myself. I'm like, okay, what did I see? What do I see? Well, I see that price came in and spiked to this area, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to identify why. So I dug through the higher time frames, lower time frames, and I saw that there was an imbalance in this point. And if I knew a little bit more about breaker blocks, I would assume that this was also a breaker block. I just need to go further into that myself to better explain that. But what I can say is that there was obviously an imbalance here, and it caused price to spike. We can see here that it was trending bullish. And now I wanted to focus in on my break of structure optimal entry. So as we can see here, I'm in profit. But where did I get this entry from, right? Why did I feel confident or enough confluence to enter? Because we're not gambling here, we're entering through strategy. And I can see that at this point in time, after I did this initial spike, it kind of came back down to this trend line and it broke. And then at this opportunity where it broke, I wanted to find an order block that has the narrative that I'm looking for. And of course, an order block qualifies the imbalance. So, I mean, you're going to find an imbalance everywhere, but also I'm not interested in having my eyes, overworked. So I need to find the imbalance that makes sense with the order block, because that's what qualifies it as being higher sense of liquidity, higher reason for price to come back to that point. So I can see that I found an order block at this point in time, and then right above it there was an imbalance, a very, very small one, but you can see it. Like, it was not the typical one either. It was like one of those gaps, but it's still an imbalance, right? And get in there real quick, as you can see right there. Correct. So I found what I was looking for, the order block and imbalance around the area where it broke from being bullish to bearish. So I wanted to see it come back up to here and then sell off. So what I found as a logical area to enter was at the touch of the imbalance. Stop loss would be above it, above the higher high, the last high. In words of ICT, the last intermediate high. And I felt like that wasn't in a good area. And as we can see here, price came and it broke. And I'm approaching my TP. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was to come back down and hit this. Why I felt like this was my TP? Well, from experience of trading Bitcoin, it's its own different model. Like, you can't just use the same TP areas as another pair. But for me, when I was learning how to trade and when I fell in love with Bitcoin, I realized that trust the liquidity spikes. And as we can see here, where I have the TP set, it came down and it bounced, and this is the area where it just continued to consolidate and continue to come back down to spike. So, I mean, for this point in time, I mean, I'm not trying to say that this is for like a week's worth of entry. But as for today, as an intraday entry, I would be comfortable taking profit right here. Not to say that there isn't liquidity down here, but like, just to, make it, maybe take a partial. Anyone could take a partial. I would just take profit personally. because I'm building an account, this is where the area that I felt would be the most logical area to take profit. And that was my analysis for today. Thank you.